So, hello for everyone joining us on LinkedIn. I am Samantha Russell. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And we are so excited to have a conversation with these two fabulous ladies, Shawna Hurst and Catina Koenig. Thank you so much for being here, both of you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for inviting us.
And so, Shawna and Catina are with the Koenig Jones group. Did I say that right?
You did. You nailed it.
Good. And they are just outside of Minneapolis. And their advisory firm just launched a gorgeous new website. And something we are doing at FMG is every month we are featuring one of the websites that recently launched that just nailed the design, the copy, the messaging, and talking with the advisors at the firm about just the background of their story, their firm, who they serve, and how it all came to be on their website. So if you're joining us today and you want to give these ladies some love, you can do that in the chat and we'll be able to see it. If you have questions about anything related to website design or SEO or writing copy, anything like that, you can put that in the chat as well. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so everyone can see your beautiful website. We'll all look at it together. So there we go. So why don't we jump in and maybe just to start, Catina, if you could tell us just a little bit about your financial advisory firm.
Happy to. So we are with Baird. Our team is made up of four of us in total. So myself, Carson Jones, Shawna Hurst, and Ben Kempchen. And there we are. We have been in the industry, well, Shawna and I, we could probably just say since the 90s, but that's dating us, and have had a really long tenure with Baird in particular, even though I should say half of us have been at other firms prior to Baird, but great firm and great team. And I'm just really, really blessed to have the people that I do on my team and within the firm that supports us in doing stuff like this.
That's awesome. And Shawna, what's your role at the firm?
One of my primary roles on the Koenig Jones Group is to actually help with client communication and marketing. So along with the partnership with the team, Catina leading the way, the partners at Baird Marketing and the FMG, and then Terry Trespicchio, who had a great hand in helping us create this website. That is one of the roles I enjoy most on the team. So thought I'd lead with that. In addition, I kind of lead the client service strategy for our team. And as we all have a passion for the clients we serve, and found a great opportunity to bridge that with our website and kind of put that out on display.
I love it. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Samantha Russell and I'm the chief evangelist at FMG. And we help advisors with their marketing, everything from websites to social media to email marketing communications to events. And it's all housed in one digital hub. So we were so lucky to work with Shawna and Catina and their group on this beautiful new website. And let's just kind of get into it. So I'm just going to show off some of the things that I loved about it, ladies. First of all, I love this. There's more to life than later. One of the things I'm always stressing to the advisors I work with is that so many firms, it seems like, focus on, planning for the future and, what's retirement going to be like. And as human beings, it's hard to think about 30, 20, 10, even 5 years from now and think about that and make all these sacrifices, right? So one of the things that I think really speaks to people is when you're talking about their current life today. What are the things we can help them to make their life better today, to solve pain points for them today? I always say retirement's like a way off in the future thing versus taxes. Those come up every single year, or thinking about vacations you want to go on, or the quality of life that you have, right? So has that been a tagline for you all for a while? Or how did you kind of come up with this idea of thinking about having a life today and not just planning for the future?
So I wouldn't say that it's been a tagline, because it definitely is something that probably evolved through this process of what's really important to us and what is important to us to help our clients accomplish. And so it's a way that we have operated for decades. Um, and really, it's about how do we maximize what you have for the future, but also living for today, because as we all know, we have no guarantees minute by minute. And so it's it's a balance between how do you enjoy your life while also setting yourself and your family and whatever legacy you might have up for the future. So it it's been there, and it's definitely been a vein. Whether we've published it widely, I would say not really. We have used the tagline "Making your tomorrow better today."
Okay.
So we have used that for a long time in the past. So
Yeah, and I love, if for those of you maybe who are looking at your own website or thinking about a redesign, one of the things I really want to point out is that this site is very easy to scan. We don't read a website the way we read a book, start at the upper left-hand corner and read every line on the page. We really scroll and we scan. And so the design really pops, that you have different fonts, different colors. You have things broken up into different columns and headers. And so it makes it really easy to read through. And then you just have lines in here like "We take the bro out of Brooklyn" that are just real fun and make you laugh.
yeah.
And I always say, when somebody's landing on your website, if they had never met you before, would it truly give them a sense of who you are and what it's like to work with your firm? And I think so many firms out there would say, no, it doesn't. Like, we need to do a better job. But I think you've really showcased your personality. So can you talk a little bit about when you were thinking about, what the personality of your firm is and how you wanted to convey it on your website? Maybe what were some of the thoughts you had that you wanted to make sure that you conveyed here?
Well, I will say that humor is an integral part of our everyday. And that's internally amongst our team, but it's also externally with our clients too. I've heard more than once from colleagues in the office, people say, "I don't think I've ever heard anybody laugh so hard in meetings with clients as I hear when you're meeting with your clients." And personally, the humor is what gets us through some of the stressful stuff of life, and we
Yeah.
all have it, right? We have it, our clients have it. So my biggest thing was I wanted this to be real and authentic, humor, and just a way to express us and how we operate, so that people could get a taste of who are we as people before they actually connect with us.
Yep.
And so humor was a big one, but also that authenticity was really, really important.
And
So
it
this
shines.
had to feel and sound like us, um, most importantly. And there were things in here that, as we worked with, as Shawna said, Terry Trespicio, um, that there were things where we were like, I don't think I can say that."
Mhm.
And so, and Terry's from New York, and we're in the Midwest, and so there is most definitely a cultural difference in some respect there. I will say I'm a pretty bold person when it comes to saying what I need to say, but I'm still Midwest bold. I'm not New York City bold. So that was my take on it. Shauna, anything that you have to add on this too? Because Shauna had so many amazing insights, um, and really led the way on this and made sure that it continued to happen. So, Shauna, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I would just add that I think our main goal, knowing that when people go search for us, we've been told repeatedly by some of the statistics behind the scenes that people really just want to go and see us, read something about us. And like you had said, Samantha, they want to get a feel for who we are before maybe they reach out and make a connection. So really trying to just be real and who we really are and not that polished, boring version that we're so accustomed to, I think, in this
Mhm.
industry. And I would add that Baird as a firm and us being a team within Baird, I think they kind of aligned really well because I feel really passionate about the company that Baird is and employee owned and how personal our firm feels. And then to kind of pair it with our team and how we like to connect with our clients. So like Catina said, some of it took a while to digest because you don't see it every day. You
Yeah.
don't go to a website, and not everyone is really, putting themselves out there. And it takes a little bit of bravery to kind of put yourself out there so openly, but that's the truth. That's who we really are. And that's how we really want to connect with our clients. We want to know them really well, and they need to know us to really trust us and have that mutual connection, and then we can serve them better. So
Well,
it's
and
a
I was going
deep
to say,
kind of
even
connection.
if talking about connection, you look at a page like this, your about page, which for those of you listening, your homepage, your about page, and then either like get started or contact us. Those are the 3 most visited pages of any advisory firm's website. I have looked at thousands of analytics, and those are always the 3. So if you're wondering where to start when redoing your pages, home, about, or team page, and then the get started, contact us, those are the 3 pages to prioritize. And I love on this page, when you talk about that digital connection, right? If someone were to come into your office in the old way of doing business before the internet, and they're like going to go interview 3 firms, maybe they see where you went to school behind you on the wall. And so they say, oh, you went to Miami University. I know somebody who did. Or they see a picture of your kids, and so they talk about that. Well, we don't have that luxury online. So we have to give little snippets of ourselves so people can have that thought and make that connection. So I love here that you say, in our previous lives, members of our team have at turns worked as, and you listed all these things, harvested ginseng, right? Like that's a conversation starter. Somebody's like, who was it? First of all, tell me more about it. Or we are parents, partners, dog lovers, cat people, amateur gardeners, not great golfers, like poking fun at yourself and being able to just be a human being. I think that, to your point, Catina, about the authenticity, you read something like that and you think, if I meet with these people, it is not going to be stressful. They're going to put me at ease. And money is such an emotional thing, asking people to come to the table and open up the books on their lives and their finances, especially if someone either hasn't worked with an advisor before, or they worked with someone that maybe wasn't that communicative, or, didn't put them at ease. I think this is just such a great first impression to allow someone to feel like that's the experience we're going to have when we're sitting across the table from them.
Well, thank you. That is a huge compliment, especially coming from someone that knows exactly what they're talking about.
The other page that I just wanted to highlight here is this What We Believe page. More is not a metric. Your plans live in the future, but you live now. Gosh, I love that line. The point isn't to preserve, but to propagate. Part of growing is outgrowing. And then this one here, not everyone needs an advisor. You can, I've looked at thousands of advisory firm sites. This might be maybe only the 2nd or 3rd time I've ever seen someone just put it out there like this, because we're all in the business of feeling like we have to convince people they need our services. So talk to me a little bit about this section.
It's surprising to me that you say that in one regard, and then in another, it isn't, I guess. But what we do and what we specialize in doing on our team is really helping people with the complexity, and it's not getting any less complex. I mean, things are constantly changing, whether it be news or tax law or types of investment vehicles that you can utilize, and then where are those used. And we used to talk about asset allocation, and now we talk about asset location and tax beta and all this. And people, those weren't really terms in the 90s when we started. And so it's very complex, and I get that, and it's complex for everyone. But my personal opinion is not everyone needs an advisor now. I think everyone can benefit from talking to someone that is going to give them really great advice, but you don't have to always pay for that. And so, what I like to tell anybody that refers someone to us is, I'm happy to talk to anyone you refer to us. One of 3 things is going to happen. We are either just going to give them some really great advice, but tell them that they're mostly doing what they should be doing and they don't need an advisor now. They might need some help that we can't provide. and we can connect them with someone that we think would do a good job, or perhaps we are perfect fit and we continue to explore how that might look. Going back to that option number one is when people are starting out, and of course we get a lot of our clients or the children or of our clients and their friends that want and need some help, and I think that's awesome. So happy to talk to them and say, are you saving maximums to these easy places your employer's 401k or other retirement plan your employer offers? Are you saving to a Roth and maximizing that somewhere that is very low cost? But you can do it without an advisor because there are also free resources for you to use in those
Mhm.
places. So, number one is saving as much as you can as early as you can. And if I can get people to do that without paying any additional cost for it, why not? Because
Yeah,
it's just going to get them there faster.
and I think to your point though, like that authenticity of being a helper and wanting to just help is shining through in the website. And so then people are going to assume or hope that they're going to have that same experience in person with you.
Mhm.
But I think that that's just, it was so unique to see it. And I love it. And then talking about, you know, your personality too, you have this video, which I recommend to people so much that if they can to get a short video made on the website, because if someone hasn't met you before, they do want to see your face and hear your voice and feel what your personality will be like before they meet with you. And you know, kind of a lot of people get camera shy, so they might not feel comfortable recording the video. Was that a difficult thing to get made for you all?
Oh, yes and no. Yes and no. I think it goes along the lines with my life philosophy, and that's um, hire someone you like and trust, and let them do what they do best. And
Yep.
thankfully, Baird Marketing, which we're really blessed to have an amazing marketing team here, are the ones that were able to find someone who does this best, and then say, hey, who's interested in investing in their practice and doing a video. And so we have done two or three now, I think it
Okay.
has been.
Good for
Um,
you. Yeah. And look at you're
and
doing a LinkedIn Live, so you're well
I
on your
know,
way.
I know. So, but they were remarkable. So Baird Marketing, and then the groups that they hired to do this, because when you're asked the right questions, just like when you meet with potential clients, right? When you ask the right questions, magic happens,
Yep.
right? And so
Yep.
they ask the right questions and are able to get that footage that we would never be able to put together, with a script in front of us and standing up and
Right.
trying to
Well,
read
so
who we
I
are.
I just got a comment that came in from someone, Shane. Hi, Shane. He said, I joined late. Any chances a replay will be made available? I'm rewriting my website. Rewriting. Wow. Say that 5 times fast. My website now. So this would be a huge help. Yes, you will see the replay and we will make sure you have that. And we'll put a link to their site so you can take a look. But good shout out to you all that you did such a great job. And if you are listening and you're thinking about what are some elements you can add to your website to really show your personality, a great video is one of them. At FMG, we make it really easy. If you don't have a video already, it's not like you need to redesign your whole website. We have on the back end a little widget, and you just literally click video and you can upload a video at any time. So you could make a video blog post, you could put a video on the welcome page. And so it's not something like you have to go live with your website with the video. You can add it at any point, which
And
is
Shawna can add to that, because Shawna is the one that really helped execute on this
okay.
and get it launched along with FMG, and participated in shooting a video. So feel free, Shawna, to share your thoughts on video
Yeah,
creation.
I would say that, the video creation was scary at first. I'd never done it, but well worth it. Like you said, it showcases our personality. But the partnership with FMG to actually execute and put our videos on here was painless. And now it sounds like I've learned something new where maybe we can incorporate more, off the cuff videos or something that might be topical are time sensitive. So I am interested in kind of continuing to explore how we can build on this and make it
Yeah.
even better.
One of the things a lot of advisors will do, if you utilize any, oops, I'm going off the page here. If you go and you use any of the content that we have and you turn it into a blog post, people will take, the article that we've created for advisors to use, and they'll just record themselves sort of talking about that topic as a, what we call point and shoot video, whether it's on their webcam or on their phone. And then, you upload it to your site, it goes through compliance approves it. And now, it's the same idea, it's the same content, but it's you being the one talking and delivering it. So it makes it really, really easy to record more video because the topic is already talked about for you. And for the timely stuff, right? Like, hey, the Fed just came out, the rates changed. Clients, of course, yes, they can go to CNBC and read about it, all these different things, but how great to have a video from you being the one sharing the news and then explaining how it might impact housing or rate of return or whatever it might be. So a lot of people use that, and it's definitely a great asset. But kudos to you. Like I said, you guys are well on your way with the videos already. Can you talk a little bit more, just, the design and the layout? The copy's amazing. I know you had a great experience writing the copy, but, getting it all on the page in the right spots and making the layout just really flow so beautifully with the colors and the buttons. What was the experience like working with your designer to make that happen?
Well, I'm going to turn that one over to Shawna since Shawna did the bulk of that work. So,
And I'll just kind of scroll through while you're talking.
So, like I had mentioned earlier, it was this whole launch was really a partnership. We were the foundation or we're the team, but we partnered with Baird Marketing, FMG, and outside we worked with Terry and her design team, and it took everyone. Her designer was great, and she primarily did the copy with the interview and the questions. But what I think we wanted to deliver in the design, and then they made the vision come true, is we wanted the people to look like, all the people that we work with. We want them to look like real people, not models that, gave that impression that things were polished or fake. Here we're real. We work with real people, and we want to deliver real results and real help. And so we continue to stress to them, we want this design to feel like us. We want it to feel authentic, and we all kind of have different aspects of the outdoors that we enjoy, that we do outside of work. We want to pair that all together so that it didn't just read like us, but felt like us.
Yeah.
And I think they heard us and kind of made that vision come true. So I'm super excited about how the design feels really real to me, and easy to kind of read certain parts of it that we really wanted to highlight, because we know everyone's busy. Clicks are quick, and if you only capture a couple things, we wanted it to feel like us and for you to get some value in who we are.
And I think even little things like, having the pictures go left and right, back and forth on the page, using bullet points to make it really easy to scan, having those complementary colors. So like, these are little things you might not think about, but in the design world, like this background is not a stark white. It's like a light cream. It's a lot more easy on the eyes and inviting and warm and welcoming. And then you've got the call to action, which is either to get started or connect with you, to be that bright orange, and it's kind of just peppered throughout the site in different places. So these are all little things that obviously somebody who isn't coming from a marketing design background might not think about, but they all add up to make a huge difference in the functionality of the site, the user experience. And as I like to say, I walked away from your site saying that felt like sitting down and having a cup of coffee with these 4 people. Like it felt very warm and inviting, and just really put me at ease. So I think the copy and design just worked so beautifully together to accomplish that.
that's a huge compliment. I love that.
Yeah.
It was because we had some photos that were presented at first that looked just too polished, like the backyard picnic that was perfect. And I'm like, you know what? There is no way that I would ever set up a picnic that would look like that. I mean, it's probably like come into the kitchen and scoop stuff up and come sit outside.
Right.
There's not going to be some beautiful spread. So it's like, yep, no, we got to take that out.
I love it so much. I mean, and I think one of the things that can be really difficult for people, and hopefully if you're listening, this will inspire you, is to know that less is more when it comes to those main pages. So again, your home page, your about page, or team page, and get started. You see, like, you'll land on some sites sometimes and they have so much text. It's like a book, and people, are not going to read it. And the other thing is that there's something called the Flesch-Kincaid score of readability. And so magazines, they'll write at about a 9th grade reading level, because they know that even though intellectually we can read at a much higher level, when we're reading something quick or for leisure, we want to absorb it faster, and we will stop paying attention if it's too complicated. With marketing messaging, you honestly want to write almost at like a 7th grade level. It should be very, very easy. Remember, it's your first impression. It's a warm welcome. And I think you all did such a great job in not using jargon, not overcomplicating. And so for those of you listening, that's another tip. You can actually take any copy, any content, copy and paste it into Word, and then look up the score. And you want that readability score to be at about again, like a 7th to 9th grade level, not college graduate level. Not because people aren't educated and they can't figure it out, but because when it comes to them quickly assessing you, you want it to be like very, very accessible and warm and welcoming, and not so buttoned up that they get overwhelmed and walk away from it. So you can do that right in Word. In the tools section is just the Flesch-Kincaid score. Well, we are almost out of time. That went by so fast. I promised you it was going to, ladies. Is there anything else you want to, maybe if somebody is thinking about redoing their website or launching a site for the first time, any advice that you might have for them?
Oh, gosh.
What to do or not to do? Maybe any mistakes that were made along the way.
And this may not be for everyone, but we took time. I mean, this was a year plus project.
Okay.
And it would have been much faster. That's because we spend our time, number one, caring for our clients, and then fit these things in. So it took us a while, and I just think that I speak for the team when I say I didn't want it rushed, because I really wanted it to be um, exactly what we were looking for. So that is my biggest piece of advice: is it doesn't have to be fast. And with that, Shawna, you give your thoughts, because Shawna was the one that was the keep it going, keep it going.
I think maybe just before you talk, Shawna, that's also a good tip, is if you're, we see at F&G all the time, it's great to have someone within the firm be the point person, to keep everyone on track, to be the correspondence, back and forth. It can get really complicated and overwhelming if you have too many point people. So having one person play the key quarterback is really important, I think.
The thing I would really add is that dig deep into recognizing who you serve, why you do it, what lights you up, and maybe what clients you hear that they love about you most, and then try to make it a reflection of all those things. I think it was kind of an experience for us to really become more clear. It just accentuate the things that we have passion for, the people that we love to work with most, and just kind of once dig deep, and then it's easier to showcase who you really are. And that's what people really want, is they want you. They don't want, a fake version of you. So I think it's a great exercise, the results, what we were
Yeah.
putting out, but also it kind of helps solidify the passion at why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
Well,
great point, Shawna. Because that was my biggest goal. Is I just wanted an exercise where we felt like we knew us well enough to advocate for ourselves.
yes.
So
Oh, absolutely. So if anybody, let me just share this. If anybody is listening, is interested in working with FMG about redesigning your website or getting a new website, you can go to fmgsuite.com and do that. But I want to thank you both, Shawna and Catina, for being here with us today. We love your new website. Congratulations on it. And thank you again for joining. We hope you have a great rest of the week.
thank you,
Thank you.
Samantha.
So fun. Take care.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.